What's up, everyone? It's Will back with another video for NFL predictions. And this time we're talking about the NFC West, which is a freaking mess. So we got three teams that are spiraling. One's barely hanging on, but underneath the rubble and all this is a few card plays that might make you a little bit of an ROI. Let's rip through the NFC West predictions and see what's up. I know they're controversial, and I know I'm going to piss a lot of people off, and people are going to think I'm crazy, but hey, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below. But yeah, grab whatever you're sipping on and let's get into it. All right, so let's start with the Arizona Cardinals. I think they're going to go 8-9. I'm going to kind of fly through this division because they suck. They're not making the playoffs, period. They'll be in a lot of games, but they ain't making the playoffs, not in my opinion. Kyler Murray finally looks healthy. His movement's good. His accuracy's better. He's locked in, ready to rock and roll. I mean, you got Marvin Harrison Jr., huge outside threat. He's going to get all the targets pretty much. James Conner will get all the goal lines work, and he's just an absolute workhorse. I mean, look at him to put up 10-plus touchdowns this year. Trey McBride, complete boomer bust. What did it take him all season to get a touchdown last year? And he's a massive tight end with huge upside. He's dirt cheap right now, looking at a very decent ceiling, but a really low floor. So if you can grab some PSA 10s of his, maybe some autos for under the cost of grading, like absolutely grab those. The defense is soft. That's the cap. I mean, honestly, they're going to get smacked around by basically everybody outside of their division. So at least the offense is worth watching, but overall 8-9, not making the playoffs. Card plays, Kyler, just because he's fun to collect. Harrison Jr., wide receiver 1, top target candidate, probably a pretty good sleeper for fantasy. Connor, I think he's more of a long-term hold for somebody that might actually get into the Hall of Fame one day, just based on volume and touchdowns. Who knows? But even if you're looking for a quick flip for him, you might get some version of upside just because he's a touchdown machine. And Trey McBride, I mean, he's somebody that we can stash and could have a serious ceiling in the next couple of years. But overall, 8-9, I mean, I'm not big on the Cardinals. I'm actually not big on most of this division. So now we have the Rams, who I think are going to win this terrible division at 9-8. Matthew Stafford's still slinging it. You paired Davante Adams with Puka Nacua, which is super interesting. And you still have Tutu Atwell, who can run super fast, get that deep ball. Kyren Williams, who if he can stay healthy, is an interesting play. Fantasy sleeper, maybe. Could score some touchdowns. I think his over-under is 7. I think they're going to get a lot of receptions. They're going to throw the ball a ton. They're going to get a lot of yards. I think they're going to lose a lot of games that are close. I don't hate the Rams. I don't love the Rams. Card plays, I think that Matthew Stafford is a buy and a hold. He's still somewhat affordable, which is crazy for somebody who is going to be a Hall of Famer. Ever since he got his ring, he's class act. I'm a big Stafford guy, just someone who's stuck around Detroit for as long as he possibly could. But he's a stash. He's a hold until way later on, until he gets in the Hall of Fame. I think Puka's an absolute buy. Puka's nasty, but he had some injury concerns last year, which is why they also have Davante Adams. So hopefully we can split up the defense a little bit so he's not being targeted so much. Adams is always a buy to me. I think he's another one that his numbers alone could get him into the Hall of Fame. And Kyren Williams is probably the only guy on this list that I would do a quick flip on if he has a really good start to the season. So overall, the LA Rams, not really high on them. 9-8 will win a trashy division, and most of the card buys are holds at this point, in my opinion. San Francisco 49ers. You're going to hate me. 3-14. That's my take. This team's falling apart, and this could potentially be Shanahan's last year and as a coach there. Debo's gone. Ayuk is coming off a really, really, really bad injury and kind of fading. You got McCaffrey, who can't stay upright. You got Jennings, who has a contract situation. And you have George Kittle, who I really, really like and is probably one of the top 3 tight ends in football. Awesome. And Brock Purdy is a serviceable quarterback. Like he does not suck. He is accurate. He moves. I like him. Don't like this team. I just think there is just too much going on in the NFC. They didn't do enough in the offseason. I think that they're going to get smacked around. This is going to be a really bad season for them, and they are one injury away from going worse. It'll be really surprising to see what they do next year, I think, in the draft, because they're going to have 6 pick. I don't know what they're going to do with it, honestly. They're going to have to replace somebody because Kittle's getting older. The running back situation, Garendo and stuff like McCaffrey, not a great situation going on in San Francisco. I think Brock Purdy and George Kittle are still absolute buys. I think that if you personally have high hopes for Ayuk, you could buy him right now for basically free. So why not, right? I'm not buying him. They tried to trade him to the Pats. I was like, please don't do that. Like, I don't want him on this team. I don't think he's a good locker room guy. His injuries history is awful, like bad injuries, like I suggest you stay away from him. But if you want to, you want to gamble a little bit, go for it. But yeah, good luck, Niners fans. Good luck. Seattle Seahawks. Let's get right to it. 5-12. Play. They'll be close. They'll lose. I mean, it's just, I think this whole division is just trash for the most part. But Darnold did not have a good last 3 or 4 games of the season, including the playoffs. And he's not throwing to Jets or Addison anymore. He doesn't have Aaron Jones to run the ball and catch out of the backfield. Like, he is somebody that I liked him on Minnesota. I don't like him on Seattle. And I'm a huge Jaxon Smith-Njigba fan. And he's going to do well. Kenneth Walker is fine if he can stay healthy. Good fantasy sleeper pick, but like realistically, what do they have? Like their defense is fine. Their offense is fine. I mean, they have Cooper Kupp now, but he's replacing DK Metcalf. Or is he replacing JSN and then JSN is replacing DK Metcalf? I mean, honestly, I just don't see this team really popping this year. And good thing, because they're going to need either Milrow is either going to take over at some point if Darnold gets hurt, or they'll be rocking with another quarterback next year. I don't know. I think your card plays this year is going to be JSN. I love JSN, so definitely he's a buy in my opinion. Walker is interesting. I think he's more of like a real fast flip or maybe a fantasy guy, whatever. I'm not touching Sam Darnold. So other than that, I don't think there's a lot going on in Seattle. So yeah, 5-12. So out of all of the videos that I'm making, I think this one might get the most hate, but is what it is. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe below. Let me know what you think. You can take a look at some of the other videos too, and you can compare and contrast how crazy you think I am. I did say at the beginning of this entire series that there were going to be some pretty controversial takes, but it's just how I feel, Overall, final standings and recap, saying the Rams are going to win the division at 9-8. They got some good weapons, but I think they're just not going to do much. I think the Cardinals are 8-9. They're not going to make the playoffs. Kyler and MHJ, Trey McBride, James Conner are like all good pieces. They're going to keep them competitive, but ultimately they won't win. The Seahawks 5-12. JSN's the only real bright spot there. I think they're going to get smacked. And then the 49ers, there's just too many injuries, too much chaos, and they're in an absolute collapse state right now. I think they're totally screwed, especially if McCaffrey gets hurt again. I mean, who knows what the hell's going to happen next year with their draft pick, but that's where I think they're at. So overall, who are you buying? How crazy do you think I am? Just let me know down in the comments below. And until then, keep sipping and ripping.